私がドクターチョプラさんと名前を知ったのは映画のプレイヤー祈りサムシングレイトとの対話というのを覚えておられますか。白鳥哲という監督の、そしてそのからこのスーパーブレインという素晴らしい本に出会いました。で、私は生命科学の現場に50年もおりまして、後半の25年は遺伝子の研究をやってまいりました。で、私が遺伝子の研究から感じた考えたこととチョプラ博士の考え方が非常に近いということで、お会いして対談することができるのを非常に心待ちにしておりました。この本は大変私にとっても興味深かったんですけど、まず一つは多くの病気が意識によって作られるということに非常に興味を持ちました。で、日本には病気というのは病は気からというふうに書けます。それで私どもは心の働きが遺伝子の働き、遺伝子のスイッチのオンとオフに影響すると考えて、心と遺伝子研究会という研究会を作りました。それがその脳に例えば意識が影響を与えるということと非常によく似ておりました。で、心と遺伝子という研究の中で知ったことは、心には2つあるんじゃないかと思いました。すなわちポジティブな心とネガティブな心であります。ネガティブマインドが病気を作り出します。そうするとポジティブマインド、ポジティブな心は病気を治すかもわからないと思いました。それで私どもはポジティブな心の一つとして笑いを取り上げました。笑いによってどの遺伝子のスイッチがオンになり、どれがオフになるかというデータを持っております。病気に関しては糖尿病患者さんの食後の血糖値の上昇が笑いによって顕著に抑えられます。チョプラさんはその意識が病気を変える、病気を作り出すと言っておられますけども、例えばどういう病気がその意識が作り出すというふうに考えておられますか。
So recently we did a study at our center with Elizabeth Blackburn, who's a professor at UC California, San Francisco. In 2009, she won the Nobel Prize for discovering an enzyme called telomerase. Telomerase, I'm sure he knows, is the enzyme that controls the length of telomeres, which are at the end of our chromosomes. As we grow older, telomerase levels falls, and telomeres also decrease in length. And what we found is that within 4 days of meditation or quietening the mind, the level of the telomerase went up by 30%. So as a result of that, we saved the blood samples and we did genomic profiling on all the blood samples and gene expression on all the blood samples. And all the genes that regulate homeostasis went up. All the genes that cause inflammation went down. We particularly looked at genes that influence diabetes and Alzheimer's disease and heart disease. And in all these cases, the genes that regulate homeostasis went up and the genes for the diseases went down. Expression. So as a result of this, we have started a new study with 7 institutions, and these include Harvard University, including Rudy Tanzi, the co-author of this book, Superbrain, and also a person called Eric Schott at Mount Sinai. And we are now looking at the entire genome and all the proteins, proteomics, that are made every day by our genes. And we're looking at the effects of sleep, meditation, exercise, breathing techniques, yoga, diet, and positive emotions. So we find that emotions like love, compassion, joy, equanimity cause gene expression in the direction of self-healing, and emotions like anger, hostility, guilt, shame, depression, fear cause downregulation of the genes that regulate self-healing. I would like to introduce him to our collaborators, and we can study gene expression in laughter, which is something we have not done yet. One of the things we are studying is the microbiome. So you know that 90% of the genetic material in our body is not human, it's bacterial. And these bacteria are in our gut, in our mouth, and in our skin. And even though the bacterial mass is only about 3 to 4% of the body mass, the bacterial DNA is 90% of our body. So of the 600 trillion cells in our body, only 6 trillion are human, the rest are microbes. Now what we found was that emotions affect the microbial DNA, and the microbial DNA produces about 25 to 30% of the molecules in our circulation. And there is crosstalk between the microbial DNA and also the human DNA. So they regulate each other. And microbial DNA also responds to emotions.
Yeah.
And so this is very interesting. We're looking at the microbiome now.
私も祈りが遺伝子のスイッチをオンにするというふうに考えておりまして、日本のブディスト仏教的な祈祷と遺伝子のオンとオフの関係を今調べておりまして、今年の末頃にはデータが出るはずであります。
We are looking at meditation, mindfulness, Buddhist techniques on gene expression, both the human genes and the microbial genes. It seems like our body is like an ecosystem. And the more the ecosystem cooperates, the better health we have. And this has implications for evolution. We don't think that evolution is random mutations and natural expression. We think evolution is probably guided by consciousness and feelings. So as we evolve to higher feelings, love, compassion, joy, and empathy, then that guides evolution into more intelligent biological organisms. Also, emotions, it seems, can influence what is called soft inheritance. So if an animal is exposed to fear, then the offspring of the animal, in this case mice, will also experience fear. And there's a recent publication that they gave electrical shocks to mice and exposed them to a smell, winter cherry in this case. And then the offspring of the mice, when exposed to winter cherry, also experienced fear, even when they were not given the electrical shocks. So there's a lot of talk these days on epigenetic transfer or soft in transfer to the next 2 generations of our emotional well-being. The experiences of our life are recorded in the cells of our body, and also the experiences of our ancestors. And this may be the genetic basis of karma, we think.